Communications Team Lead here at Professional Engineering Consultants. I am here with Mike Lally today, the SVP of Community Engagement.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm doing well, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. Well, Mike, just to start off, tell us a little bit about community engagement and what your role is here at PEC.
Sure. Community engagement is, as I describe it, is the purposeful blend of business development and community involvement. As I describe it to people in more detail, and we put people on the ground that are involved in community engagement, it's spending about 80% of their time building relationships, cultivating opportunities, and then the other 20% is spending time involved in the community and actually helping to identify opportunities for our staff members in our offices around the company to become more involved in the community. So it's this purposeful blend of business development and community involvement.
Awesome. Well, your team's been growing, so tell us a little bit about them. And
yes, the company's been very generous in terms of the resources. It's demonstrated being it's very serious about wanting to do this, and so far we've put on the ground 2 people, one in Fort Collins, the other one in Oklahoma City. Both are doing great jobs for us already in identifying opportunities and expanding the world for us in those markets. We're in the process of identifying candidates for the VPs of community engagement in Tulsa and Kansas City. I hope by the end of the year, hopefully even sooner, that we will have those positions filled. Those markets are very important to us. The company's invested significant dollars in getting those markets going, but we've only really scratched the surface in those 4 markets of Fort Collins, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Kansas City. I think once we get community involvement, engagement people on the ground there, the number of opportunities and the impact we begin to have on those communities will be noticeable.
Yeah. So community engagement, obviously this blend of business development and community involvement, how does that set us apart from others in our industry?
Well, where I've worked previously, it was, a company would hire a business development person and say, we need to go out and build relationships and create awareness in the market about who we are and what we're doing. And, the business development people would begin going out talking to, let's say, an architectural firm or a city or another potential customer. And that was good. And then there would be a moment would come up where they would say, we need to do more than just go out and call on potential customers. We need to get more involved in our community. And then the response would come back to say, well, let's just get the business development people to go do that. And as I describe it, it was always bolted on then to the business development function and was done in a less than perfect way. What we're doing here is thinking about community involvement constantly and blending it together with the business development function, and not just putting it on the backs of the business development people, but talking to people within our offices, finding out what their passions are, seeing how we can get them more involved in the community, whether it's through a volunteering activity or maybe on a board of a chamber or a private sector company, something like that, but working on a constant basis of becoming more involved in the community. So it's not just kind of imperfectly bolted on to the business development function.
Right, that makes sense. So thinking through the relationships with clients and relationships in communities, how does our role, in your role, and your team foster better relationships with clients and potential clients?
So historically, PEC has been what I call a seller-doer model. Principals in the firm or senior level people would build relationships, find opportunities, bring the work back, and we would execute the work. And that model is critical to our future and won't go away. But what we're going to be doing with the community engagement piece is trying to look at things that are happening, more, down the road. What's happening? What are the big conversations that are going on in certain communities that maybe we're not being a part of because the seller-doer model just doesn't allow you to do that. But by having people whose every day their job is to get up and find out what's going on in the community, how we can get involved in it, what kind of opportunities are being generated that PEC could be of service towards, I think it's going to make a big difference. So I really think the seller-doer model combined with the community engagement component is going to generate significant opportunities for us.
I love that. So final question, why are you passionate about community engagement?
Well, I will go back to when I found out about this opportunity. When I saw the job description and I learned about it, I was like, wow, PEC has really figured this out. I've spent the last 25 years of my career being involved in business development, being involved in the communities in which I have lived and worked, and to be able to work for a company that sees the power and the value of doing this and bringing it all together, it's really a capstone moment for me in my career. And I'm really excited about being able to bring the experiences I've had, I'll provide the leadership to do these things in other markets in which we're in. And I just think when it's all said and done, it's going to be a great run. And in the goals we have in our 10-year plan, I think are going to be achieved much more quickly because of the model that we're putting in place.
Yeah, well, I can feel your passion. I am grateful that you joined us here today. So thank you, Mike.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
We look forward to seeing what we do in the next year.
Thank you.